Hello and welcome back to Bay Sunday. Thanks so much for being here with me today, Nicole.
It's great to see you, Melissa. It's great to be here.
I'm so glad to have you on. I want to just jump right in. So, Nicole, you made your bones to some degree on working with the Obama 08 campaign, where you were running 7 different states, including your home state of Wisconsin.
Yep.
And how's he doing?
You know, I think he's doing phenomenally, actually. I mean, I think that what we were able to do in terms of building a real grassroots movement has been such a benefit to his presidency. And so I think, you know, how you can really look at what he's been successful at is, you know, what has happened around healthcare reform. You know, it's not perfect, but now there are millions of people who before were completely left out of the prospect of having health insurance, and now they do. When you look at our place in the world, you know, when he started, it's hard for us to remember sometimes how bad it was back in George Bush days, but in terms of what President Obama has been able to do to restore America's position in the world and bring a much more kind of collaborative and positive approach to solving the world's problems, I think he has a phenomenal legacy, and I'm excited to see what he does in the last couple years. And I think probably even more importantly is the legacy of all of the people who worked with him, both in the campaign and on all of the issues that he's been successful around. Those people, the middle-class mom in Slinger, Wisconsin, where I'm from, or the young organizer, college student here in Oakland that got inspired because of that campaign and have gone on to do incredible things to organize in their own communities. That is also really important, his legacy.
Now, Hillary Clinton, of course, is the presumptive nominee. I think people just assume that all the Obama team is just going to sort of go on over to be part of the Hillary team. Is that true? Are you specifically intending to work for Team Hillary? You
know, there is a lot of wonderful people that are already signed on. I'm so excited about her campaign leadership. Really great team of people. It's been a long time now, right? It's 7 years since many of us got involved in the Obama campaign. So people have done a lot in 7 years. They've gone on to hold leadership positions in the federal government, to have families, to start businesses. And so I think you'll see there's a lot of us that were in our 20s back then that are now deep in our 30s and a little bit more rooted in our lives. And so for me, you know, we started 50+1 Strategies 3 years ago to bring great organizing to local and statewide campaigns. And so we would love to be able to help her here in California. I hope there's a way for us to do that, but we're pretty committed to working in California.
Yeah, not sure there's much to be done in California.
There's a lot of positive energy and support to funnel into other places, which hopefully will help.
Now, you were recently awarded a Top 40 Under 40 award from the American Association of Political Consultants. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
But you're a woman in a very male-dominated field who's obviously doing really, really well. Tell us what that's like and why you think more women. I mean, we vote, right? But we're not so much in the politics.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I never thought I'd be a political consultant. You know, I was a community organizer, and my whole career has been about how can we bring more people into politics, more people to have a say in what their public life looks like. And I just found this path as a way to do that, because in electoral campaigns, you know, election date is not going to change. You know if you win or lose. It's a great way to measure your success. That can be a lot harder when you're working, you know, on issue organizing. And, you know, the reason I think that a lot of women are turned off is, the reason a lot of people are turned off is they see politics as a cynical sport, you know, and really a place where people are more interested in one-upping each other than they are actually solving problems. And I think women generally bring a much more collaborative approach to how are we going to solve these problems together, and how are we going to focus on the actual people who are affected by them, as opposed to, you know, which one of us has more power at the end of the day. And so I think that if we can create that more collaborative approach and be positive and solution-oriented, more women will get involved.
Is that what you're doing over at 50+1?
Yeah, we are really trying to, at 50+1 Strategies, to think about how can we be smart, but also inclusive and engaging and hopeful. We want people to be involved in our campaigns in a meaningful way, and we want them to be able to own a piece of it so that then they can own the success that they see as a result. And we've done over 50 campaigns across California, won 85% of them, and here in San Francisco, 10 campaigns, and we've won every single one. So the reason, I think, is because we've tried to be inclusive and engaging, and think about it from the perspective of how can the voters believe in this campaign, and how can they believe in having a voice within it.
Now, tell us a little bit about some of the things you're working on now. It's kind of an off year, right?
Yeah, a little bit of a quiet election year. In addition to campaigns, we also do issue-based organizing work. So a couple things I'm really excited about. We're working with Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, which is a national organization that really looks at how can we improve the lives of all of these veterans who are coming back. And we've been doing organizing all across the country, bringing these vets together to create a community to say, we need to have better education funding for veterans. We need to have more resources into PTSD and veterans that are really struggling. And they just had a big victory, the Clay Hunt Suicide Prevention Act, with tons of federal money into resources for veterans. Locally, we're working with the Arts Alliance, which is really exciting. This is arts organizations across San Francisco. Over the course of the last 10 years, the arts have missed out on $95 million of funding. And we need to do something about that, because we're talking about the largest organizations and the smallest organizations, and really trying to unify and collaborate and make sure that the arts are more at the forefront, because many people come to San Francisco because of our cultural and arts institutions, and we need to support them.
Absolutely. Nobody's going to say no to that. Thank you so much for being here, Nicole.
Yeah.
And we will be right back with more Bay Sunday after the break.
Great to be here.